I belong to a family named Vadassery, which grew up in Irrigard near Puthuppally from the 18th century onwards. It started with a young man named Ninan who came from Mirani, a place near Mallappally. As he was well versed in some of the martial arts, the people around Irrigard wanted him to continue to stay here. He went back home, got married to a woman called Annamma of Mathilingal in Tiruvalla, and came back and stayed in a piece of land close to the Vadassery Namburi family. Vadassery has many branches, and some of the branches have large numbers. But I belong to a branch known as Kadupil, which has very few members. In fact, the 8th generation to which I belong, the 8th generation of the Vadassery family to which I belong, the Kadupil branch has got only one male member, that is myself. I have 3 sons, but only one of them has a son, so that even in the 10th generation, there is only one male member in the Kadupil family. My grandfather, who belongs to the 6th generation of the family, used to do both farming and shopkeeping. He had a good shop at the Puthuppally junction, and he had also a large plot of land in Puthuppally, to which he shifted some early in the 20th century. He had, in addition, paddy fields in a place called Arpukara, about 5 miles from Kottayam. He had, in fact, in his later life, 3 concerns to look after: the land at Puthuppally, the paddy fields at Arpukara, and the shop at Puthuppally. He entrusted the shop to a partner and an accountant. Somehow he ran into financial difficulties, the cause of which we do not know clearly. He himself did not know for sure the cause of the financial trouble, and he took it as due to bad luck or fate. His son also, he had an only son, my father. His son also passed away when the troubles started. My grandfather was a person of independent thinking. He was born as a member of the Orthodox Church, but in the course of time he became interested in the Marthoma Church, and as he was well-to-do at that time, to the new church which was being built in Puthuppally, he gave all the tiles needed for the church as a donation. But soon he became interested in questions about the equality of God the Son and God the Father, and he moved away to a group called Russellites at that time, and now I believe called Jehovah's Witnesses. When he passed away, he was a member of the Russellite group, but the Orthodox Church wanted him to be buried in their church, and the priest of the Nelekal church came and told us when on his death that he should be buried in the Nelekal church cemetery. But by that time a new church had been built called the St. Thomas Church, Velukutta, near where we were staying in Puthuppally, and my mother and grandmother who were managing the affairs then decided that he should be buried in the Velukutta Church Cemetery, although he had never attended that church. My father was an only son, and he grew up partly in Puthuppally and partly he went to school at Kottayam, but when he failed in the third form, grandfather decided to send him to work on the land at Puthuppally, and there my father grew into a very strong man. He became so strong that he decided to have special tools made for himself. The tools like Kambi, Kodam, etc. were specially made for him, as he found that the ordinary ones were not big enough and heavy enough for his liking.